Hello, guys, and welcome back to the motherfucking Movie Hoppers. And today we got shafted and saw Shaft, the third movie with the name Shaft, and a sequel to the 2000 movie also named Shaft, which was a remake of Shaft from 1971. So there's a lot of Shaft behind this Shaft. So, well, I guess we just jump right into it. What did you think about Shaft? Did you get shafted?
Um, okay. So obviously we weren't not the target audience for these movies,
Probably
but
not.
but
But oh, but
I d otherwise I did enjoy the movie, I thought it was funny.
uh huh.
And I didn't get a lot some of the jokes because they're kind of like, little earlier jokes, kind of earlier decades,
Yeah,
you know. Some they're playing toward the older audience,
yeah.
things that you know, high schoolers would not really understand. But yeah, I thought it was like well paced and it was a comedy action movie. So I thought it was good.
I actually didn't think you'd like it, but now it's time for my opinion. So, I went into Shaft. Oh, I remember seeing the first trailer for Shaft, and I was like, that looks kind of cool. And then I didn't see any other trailers, and then it came out, and it's like, oh, I guess I better go see that. So I
Trailers
went in.
actually put me off of seeing this movie. Like I really didn't want to see it because of the
Really?
trailer. Yeah.
Oh wow. I actually like the trailer because I like the style of the trailer. And then I got in knowing that the reviewers didn't like it, but I knew that I would probably like it because I like everything the reviewers hate apparently. And I was like, that's pretty good. It was pretty good. Um, it's definitely takes a comical approach to the 70s and 80s black exploitation films. Black exploitation. I don't know how to say that. It has an X in it somewhere. But yeah, those movies which Shaft was. Apparently fans of Shaft don't like this because like the character is like totally different, but as somebody who's never seen a Shaft movie, all of this was good. I thought it was funny. Um so yeah, it's like a good movie. Some of the jokes were kind of like outdated, I guess. Just because the political climate, but it kind of works in the movie because Shaft is kind of like an old man, and like that's kind of the point. And it kind of I thought it was kind of clever how they use Shaft as like the a stereotypical black exploitation character, which I understand he wasn't in his original movies, but doesn't matter. They use him as a stereotypical black exploitation character, and they use his son as like kind of like a new age film character. And I thought it was a lot clever, a lot more clever than some people are giving it credit for. But do you get what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, it was it was good. Have you ever seen a black exploitation film before?
I mean, maybe.
Like what do you think it
I
was?
don't I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Well, the two I've seen was last year. Actually came out like around the same time. I remember seeing it after the finals. Um, Last year, the Superfly remake. Hell yeah, that was bad. And I also saw Black Dynamite, which was a parody of black exploitation movies. I think Shaft for me at least sits in between them because Superfly was like super serious about it, even though like film just in general has evolved from that. Like I mean the whole point of black exploitation films in the 70s was that like a lot of black people wanted movies, so they're like, hey, let's make our own. And they decided to make the characters like really kick ass because
Right.
that's what everybody else was doing, so like, hey, let's do that. Like, okay, and then they did it. But like most films at the time, the kick-ass characters just happened to be like, sexist and kind of like just in comparison to today, just kind of like bad people. And Superfly was taking that seriously. Like they actually thought that, hey, this is a cool guy. This is a guy doing cool things. And I feel like,
Uh-oh.
yeah, I feel like Shaft took that approach, but kind of was self-aware about it and was like, yeah, we understand things changed. Because I do feel like this was kind of a sexist film, just from my standpoint. Do you see do you see what I mean by that?
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean like, but it kind of I guess works within the theme, except I feel
Yeah.
like
And like it played off of the sun, like
yeah,
whatever Shaft said, the sun would be like, it's a little weird, don't say that, can't do
yeah,
that. And it kind of it played off itself. So it was like it fixed it.
yeah. Except I don't want to get into the ending, but in the spoiler talk I will bring something up. But yeah, I do feel like it's a lot more clever than I thought it was gonna be. Even though
Yeah.
I don't even though I like don't like the music, like in particular, I thought it fit well. So it's not something I'll be listening to like independently, but it worked as like for what it needed to be, and I like the style, and I just thought, hey,
Well, I
it's a
mean,
good movie.
that's those songs were like from the originals.
Really?
So yeah,
Oh, well, I
that was
thought it
like the
fit.
theme songs and stuff.
Yeah, well, I guess that makes sense then.
Yeah.
But hey, I've been going on about this movie. How about you? How about you throwing your 2 cents into the arena over here?
All right. Well, let's see. Um, I mean, you kind of said like what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think all those motherfuckers were in the script, or do you think Samuel L. Jackson just like threw them in there that day?
Um, I think that Samuel L. Jackson wrote this script. Um, I mean, I don't know. I I
I
feel
mean, that
like
would make sense.
it's like half and half. There's a lot of motherfuckers in there, but Samuel Jackson, he's a motherfucker himself. So I wouldn't want it any other way.
Of course,
Yeah,
he's the only one.
my least favorite part about Avengers Infinity War is at the very end where the movie cuts off Samuel Jackson saying motherfucker. I thought I felt a bit cucked there. So this was a breath of fresh air. This movie, I think that already elevates it to better than Infinity War and Endgame. Well, really any Avengers movie, because in any Avengers movie, not once does Samuel L. Jackson say motherfucker. So it's like this movie is automatically better than like every
Yeah, it's
movie.
already got tier compared to those.
Yeah. The only movies that come close are the movies by my favorite black director Quentin Tarantino, where Samuel L. Jackson does say motherfucker a good amount.
Of course.
But yeah, yeah. Hope I answered your question.
Oh, thank you, Joe. You did. um, I don't know. Like, I don't. I feel like I can't. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it a lot, really, because like I didn't really grow up with it. I mean, otherwise, like my mom did. I'm asking my mom, like, yo, what did you think of it? And she's like, yeah, it's like kind of the same, but it's not. It's still different. I'm like, yeah,
Your
okay,
mom saw
thanks,
this movie
thanks.
too?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
mean, she saw the originals because like I don't know, she liked the original, and I'm like, yo, do you want to like see some of it? And she's like, yeah, sure. So she watched a little bit and then left.
I think she should
And
be on the
so,
podcast.
well, she's not here right now, so
God damn it.
yeah, unfortunately.
Oh,
But yeah, she was like saying that it is kind of like the original, and like I asked her like when the guy showed up, I'm like, hey, is that the original Shaft? And she's like, yes. I'm like, oh, cool.
oh, really?
Yeah,
That makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Although that whole thing was spoiled in the trailer, like I'll just say the old guy. I'm not gonna say anything, but the old guy, he was in the trailer. He was in the last
Yeah.
shot of the trailer, and they like act like it's some kind of surprise. I'm like, what? That's kind of dumb. Trailer houses are stupid. Trailers are dumb in general. I hate trailers, but yeah. So I guess that's a good. I mean, this. Do you understand where the people who don't like this movie are coming from though? Because it seems like the general consensus is that this movie isn't that great.
Well, I'm gonna assume that it's very different from the original, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, it's probably gonna be like us watching Men in Black. You know,
Mhm.
it's they're trying to emulate what they had in the beginning now, trying to like redo it and like, hey, we're doing this again, right? And we're trying
Mhm.
to like continue the story and all this. And some people like it, some people won't like it. Um, and you're not gonna please everyone. Some people are gonna probably think like they should have just left it the way it was, and some people are like, yeah, this is okay, right? I
Yeah.
mean, like probably diehard fans of Shaft probably are not gonna like this
Mhm.
because it is different,
Yeah.
different climate, you know. Um, but like fresh viewers of the franchise, like us who like don't know much about Shaft other than it's crime show type thing. And I mean, we're gonna think it's good. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know. Again, I haven't seen the original, so I'm kind of pulling this out of my ass, but just from watching this movie, this seems like I said, more of like a tongue-in-cheek version of like the like 70s black exploitation films. Like I don't know if it's really trying to really do well. The problem I had with Superfly um was that it wasn't really trying to do its own thing. Like the black exploitation genre kind of died off. Well, I guess maybe reboot, whatever you want to say. I'm just gonna say it died off. Um, Died off for like a reason, because I mean the characters were kind of simplistic and shit like that, and like it. They're kind of they weren't really comedies back then, but now they're kind of just comedical. Um, I think that maybe people don't like it because Shaft kind of embraces the fact that those movies are silly now. Again, I heard that Shaft, like the original, was one of the better ones, and maybe it was one of the ones that maybe even hold up today. But some movie studio, whatever, Warner Bros. Probably just had that in their backlog, and they're like, "Oh, just the black exploitation films were so silly. Let's take our character and make it into a silly one." And maybe people don't like that, but I feel like yeah, maybe that new thing you would. I feel like I don't know if this is comparable to the Men in Black thing though, because I
Well, I'm just saying like it's a new franchise. You know what I mean? Like it's a
yeah.
franchise that's already made, and then they're adding to it.
Well, this is actually a sequel to the reboot.
Right.
It's kind of weird that they called it Shaft, but I didn't see the first. I didn't see the one from 2000. I don't even know what happened to that movie, but I don't even know when it takes place. But yeah, I guess I hmm, I don't know. What else do you want to say?
Um, I thought the way it played out between the father and son type story went well.
Yeah,
You know, Sometimes
yeah,
like it's very distant, and it's like they're trying to shoehorn the whole thing in, like I forgive you. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
But like in this one, like well, it's like I forgive you without reason too. But like in this one, it worked out better. Like it tied up the loose ends and fixed the issues that they had in the beginning. Like
yeah,
he left in the beginning to save him, but toward the end, it's like, all right, I understand why now. You
yeah,
know, So it's like an understanding. Well, it's an equal understanding and equal forgiveness. So it's like it. I thought it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I like that. I like the chemistry between them too. I thought it worked out between the liberal cuck and the like extremely outdated viewed guy. You know, they're both together and they have to work together for a common goal. And
Yeah.
I like that. I thought it was funny. Well, this movie, it didn't exactly make me laugh, like maybe a couple times. Um, but it was still, I guess, a silly movie. I guess I should say, because I guess
Mhm.
only a few jokes made me laugh, and one of those jokes was just repeated like 6 times within 10 minutes, and then it just wasn't funny anymore. But yeah, I feel like it's more of a silly movie. It doesn't really stop to tell jokes. It's just kind of the absurdity of the situation, and
Right.
in that regard, I kind of wish the movie itself kind of went further with the concept, like maybe made it like more absurd. Um,
Okay.
this was kind of like some base level action movie shit that just kind of had a silly filter over it. I mean, I think it could have been like a more absurd movie and it would have worked better.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. I get that.
I mean, like in Black Dynamite, I was a funny movie because they end up beating up Ronald Reagan and like kicking his wife in the chest or something. I forgot what the fuck happens, but it was a
Oh.
fucking funny movie because all the movies, all the black exploitation movies were about fighting the man. So why not just beat up Ronald Reagan? That would be fucking funny. And this movie isn't really about fighting the man, but you know, it's I mean, Shaft is against the man. But I thought it would have been funnier if they kind of just embraced it more instead of. I feel like the plot. I guess I should say I feel like the plot, like it's the plot is holding the movie back a bit. Like it could have been more absurd to match what I feel like the the writer, director, and actors were kind of going for. Do you get that?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah. I get that.
There
Okay.
we
Yeah.
go. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, what else? I mean, we've kind of been talking about a lot of positives here, but this isn't a perfect movie.
No.
What would you say is a negative about it?
What would I say? Let's see. I kind of forgot what the central issue was, kind of halfway through.
Yeah.
Like they were so focused on trying to figure out like everything else that I forgot that the main like pushing main cause of the whole thing was the friend died. And I'm like, oh yeah. Like halfway through, I'm like, when they said something like about the guy, I'm like, oh, that's right, he died. That's what they're doing this
Yeah.
for. So, I don't know. To me, that's not too great. That if you forget the central conflict.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like some parts of the movie are like dragged a bit, like, but not like to an absurd length, so it's kind of like a small problem. But
Mhm.
I mean,
That Uber scene.
the overseeing, yeah. I mean, just some of the scenes just kind of went on, but
Mhm.
it was that's not like a big problem. Most movies do that. Um, I felt like I was gonna say something else, but I totally fucking forgot about it. Um, do you have anything else to say before we get into
Um,
spoiler talk? Because I do have things to say in spoiler talk.
well, you have things to say. Let's just hop in.
Okay, let's go to spoiler talk. So, I feel like for a lot of this movie, it was clever, right? Because it's like, the clash between worlds and old versus new, and
Right.
the like. I feel like this might have even been maybe even a commentary on the advancements of the film industry, because back then,
Oh.
the all the movies with like black people, black directors, black whatever, were all about fighting the man, but they were all simplistic, and they're I'm not gonna say all of them, but the general consensus is that they were kind of like simplistic and just kind of action packed and just kind of
Well, was this
imitations.
movie not simplistic though? Because I think it kind of was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But wait. That
Okay.
that v- that style of film is represented by Shaft himself, while the younger one is the new type of movie. Now like you get like a bunch of these sophisticated, politically issued like satire films like Black Klansman. You get Sorry to Bother You, Blind Spotting, The Hate You Give. You get all these movies almost on a monthly basis that are just extremely. These are kind of like the more
Woke film.
sophisticated mainstream films you're gonna get played in a lot of theaters these days.
Hmm.
And I feel like, okay, well that's what they're going for now. He's new. The kid he does kind of conform a bit, but he does conform to get to a bigger place, to get to a more prominent state of power, and it's the ends justify the means. So I'm like, okay, so that's what they're saying here. And then at the end of the fucking movie, the kid just kind of it's represented by when they cross the street that the kid just kind of becomes Shaft. And
Hmm.
it's like, oh, that's not what they were going for at all. I totally overthought this whole movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought they were going for
Yeah, I was
something
a
there.
little
They really weren't.
disappointed.
Yeah, the ending was and I mean like,
Like just like by staying with his dad for like a week, his whole mindset has been changed. His all his goals completely forgotten, and it's like I'm just gonna become chef now. I'm
yeah,
gonna be the new chef. I'm gonna stick it to the man, man. And I'm like, really? That was it. That was the end.
yeah.
Okay,
I feel like it would have been
great.
better and more tongue in cheek if they were to at the end, because I feel like Shaft himself kind of is he's a kick-ass badass guy, but he's kind of an asshole too. Like he
Hmm.
crosses the street, he doesn't fucking care. He just waits for people to stop. He when he went to the mosque, he was like a big time asshole, and he kind of never gets his comeuppance over that stuff.
Right.
He's kind of just seen as the hero, and the whole time I thought they were kind of setting up this whole like this whole like moral or some like point that the movie was trying to make, and the end just kind of whiffed that and kind of turned it around.
It's like if you're cool enough, you can get away with anything you want. You can be as big of an asshole as you want, and you can just yeah, you can just like go out and do whatever because you feel like it.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
mean
like,
like the people like bitch and moan about how Captain Marvel stole the guy's bike. And like, did you see the thing about the Captain Marvel deleted scene where he like broke the guy's
yeah,
yeah, she broke the guy's hand and shit.
yeah,
I feel like Shaft does like, well, I mean like he kind of does the same thing. Like he has no like he kind of just goes off whims. He just kind of pisses
no
off people he
boundaries,
doesn't like. He
right,
puts them down, and like he just kind of shoots first and asks questions later. And
right.
again, it is representative of the movies of yesteryear. And I'm not saying those movies are bad. I'm just saying that I feel like film itself evolved from that, and I thought that was what this movie was trying to say. But the ending was just like, oh, so this movie wasn't clever. It wasn't thinking ahead. It was just, a silly black exploitation, maybe parody, maybe I don't know. Again, it's not a bad movie. I just kind of thought it was more than that.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So what
And
do you?
it wasn't really clear in its execution.
Yeah, I don't know if the movie had like. I don't think the movie had any moral at all, which is fine. But it seemed like they was setting something up, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just kind of odd. And the fact that they had the old Shaft like only at the end of the movie, um, and his character wasn't like developed at all. When he came on screen, I thought like like the Samuel L. Jackson Shaft would be like the kid to old Shaft, but that didn't really happen at all, and they just kind of seemed like the same person. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That guy was kind of undeveloped. But hey, I'm complaining a lot,
Right?
even
It's
though I
the
like
old
this movie.
Shaft. Hey,
Yeah,
look, it's Shaft. Look, he's here.
Shaft.
If you saw the old movies, you'll recognize him now.
Wow.
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 Look at that fan
Oh
service.
man. Oh.
Oh boy. I gotta love some fan service here.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh boy.
But what do you want to say? I've been running my mouth for about 5 minutes. Well, you say something.
What am I gonna say?
Oh, that's the question.
I don't know. Like, it was a good movie, but I definitely like didn't enjoy it, you
You
know?
didn't enjoy it.
Like I thought it was okay. I'm like, yeah, this is a movie. Chuckled a couple
Uh
times,
huh.
and I won't think about it again.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't even know if my mom like really liked it either, you know? And she liked the old Shaft movies, but uh like watching this movie, it was just I'm sitting here, I'm not getting the jokes, I'm not getting the references. It obviously was not for me.
No,
Um
I don't feel. I don't
but
really feel all
but
these
regardless,
references.
regardless, it should be made for everyone, right? Have like at least a little something like that people can connect with. Um, but like I really didn't like connect with anything, and but like it was still an okay movie. Like I didn't. There was like I I understood like the kid, I understood like with the dad, and like I got the plot, and I'm like okay, I get it. But, like it wasn't like a movie for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, what are these references you're talking about? Because I didn't really get that.
Um, I think when they were outside the warehouse,
Hmm.
after the car got shot up,
Yeah.
and like they were talking to the cop, like they were saying stuff then, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh.
Like, he has to book a flight. I don't know if that was like a thing, but like that really confused me.
No, I don't.
But you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
No,
Not really.
no, okay,
I didn't get that. Maybe I understood the reference and they're just so ingrained that I just understood this movie more as a whole. I don't know. But
okay.
I kind of got all the jokes. I thought the brothers watching brothers joke was funny the first out of a million times, but
Oh yeah! Oh my God.
it's funny.
That
But
was yeah,
it's
that
funny.
joke played its role for
Yeah.
like the good like, first couple times it was said.
Yeah. That's good.
After yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
that was a joke.
Yeah.
But I'm like it kept coming around and I'm like, oh, it's the same joke.
Oh man.
Okay. Oh man, here we go again.
Oh. But yeah, it's good. I think I liked it more
I
than
don't
it.
know.
I liked the style of it. I liked that.
Yeah,
It's cool.
yeah, it was cool.
I kind of feel bad for liking it though because it just kind of feels like horribly dated on Arrival, like
Yeah.
the way kind of like I don't know. Maybe I'm just a cuck, but I just felt like the way kind of it treated women as a whole, and the way it kind of treated like pretty much most people different than like Shaft himself. Like he makes the little Islam quip, and he you know the women just like even not even the action, not even really the what the characters say. I just feel like the movie as a whole just like kind of constantly had women kind of like cowering in like fear while like guys did shit. Like again, I might be a cuck, but like in the scene,
What's up for that one girl, the kid's friend, girlfriend?
she didn't do anything. She just got kidnapped. She had a
Yeah,
gun, but I was just gonna say, young Shaft was the only person that actually did anything with the gun. She just kind of sat there, even though she's the one who had the gun, and young Shaft somehow knows how to shoot, even though he doesn't fucking,
well, he's
like
definitely well
guns.
trained. They probably do have like they all have to go through a training thing.
Yeah, I guess.
So
But it's just like, I don't know. I'm, again, if the ending was like more like parody or like what I was saying earlier, pretty much, then it would have been forgiven because, again, the ends justify the means. It all makes sense. It all leads to a point. But I just kind
right,
of feel like
but the movie really wasn't a parody.
I know it wasn't, but I felt like if the ending were to do what I was like saying earlier with like the acknowledging that
What I was
things are
setting up. Yeah,
changing, then it would have been. I feel like it would have been justified under the fact that it's a parody, but I just don't feel like it was justified here. Again, I liked it,
yeah,
but I felt bad for liking it. Like a lot of the times, I was like,
yeah.
ooh, ooh,
This is really outdated.
yeah. But again, I liked it, even though I felt bad for liking it. You can still like things even if it doesn't politically line up with your opinion. So,
Yeah.
fucking, I'm fine with it. But could have been neater. Um, what else do you want to say about your new favorite movie, Shaft?
I don't know. Like, there's not much else to say. I don't think.
I guess not. It could have been something more special than it actually was, but I still
Yeah.
liked it anyway as a dumb movie that you can watch and you will be perfectly fine with. Uh, I don't know. Maybe it ruins the whole Shaft um franchise. I don't know. I don't really fucking care. Now here's the question though. Do you think that people who saw the new Men in Black movie had are having the same reaction that we are to Shaft?
Perhaps.
Like, cause I don't I don't know. Is it fair to judge a movie not based on its own merits, but on um how it shapes up to its predecessor?
Um, well, if it's based in a franchise, you
Mm-hmm.
have a certain expectation for that franchise, and you want the movies to come like from that to to be good.
Yeah.
You want to enjoy the continuation of what it's trying to do. Like Star Wars definitely didn't do that.
Yeah.
Men in Black really didn't do that either. And I don't know about this one. It could not. But since we haven't seen the earlier movies, I couldn't say.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that kind of brings up an interesting conversation because you know, in this era of remakes, we kind of we should like just people in general should kind of like have some, I guess, sort of bar to judge these things on. I mean, some of these, my problem is that there are people out there that make remakes, right? And they're actually passionate about the original, but they also see problems with the original they can improve on. But people, when they see change, they think it's bad, even though to a new generation it might be good. Like I never was engaged in the Star Wars franchise, okay? but I really liked Force Awakens. I didn't like The Last Jedi, but I thought The Force Awakens was a really solid movie. Got me
Yeah.
pumped for the rest of the series, and I thought that was good. But there's some people that didn't like that movie. Um, but I mean, I feel like we should kind of keep more of an open mind with things like Shaft and accept that, hey, this is a different group of people making a different movie, and if it's a different movie, then you should be, if there was some effort put in, and I feel like there was some effort put in for this one,
Yeah.
um, even though there might not have been as much as I would have hoped. As long as there's effort put in, you should like at least you don't have to like it, but at least like respect that they're not just copying and pasting and making a inferior product like say Men in Black did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
but
you could tell that they were trying. Like they tried to
yeah, they
they
try.
the aspects of the originals and then put it into the new world mindset, movie mindset, and all that.
Yeah. Um.
So I'll give props for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as good as like again. I would highly recommend Black Dynamite to literally any human being because it's an amazing movie. It's fucking hilarious. It's great. So yeah, watch that movie. Don't watch Superfly 2018, and maybe watch Shaft. I guess. Well, how about you give it a number rating? Let's go, unless you have anything else to say.
I mean, I've said my piece, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I'm kind of tapped out. How about you give Shaft a number rating, like trademark number ratings.
Okay, let's see. Um, Even though it had its downsides,
Mhm.
I still kind of liked it, Um, I'll give it hmm, I'll give it like a maybe
6.
6 out of 10. Yeah,
Okay. Um,
yeah,
I'm
it's not
gonna
too bad.
I'm gonna plug it a bit higher than that. I'm gonna say a 7.5 out of 10
Ooh,
personally.
okay.
Again, had a good time. It wasn't really could have been smarter, but it doesn't have to be because
Yeah,
it's a stupid
it
action
was a
movie.
comedy drama cop thing,
Yeah.
so I mean, I'm not expecting too much from it.
Yep. You really can't. So, you know, not bad.
Not
Um,
bad.
Here's a question though. That I was thinking of before. Um, like, what number rating would you say you would give to a movie that you would watch again?
Probably definitely higher than a 6.
Definitely.
Maybe like
Yeah. Yeah.
uh maybe like 7.5 or higher.
Yeah. For me, it's probably like 8 or higher. Is like something I would watch again.
Yeah.
So
Like,
okay.
and you know, it can rate that high, and I would never want to see it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So not saying like everything that high would like constitute for watching it again. Something
Yeah.
could like be absolutely terrible, and I'd watch it again.
Uh huh.
But
Yeah.
those are a little more rare. So
I just want an example of like a curve for like our audience to like
yeah.
judge. So, but
Okay.
yeah, so I guess Shaft did not get shafted by the remake Shaft, so that's good. Um, are we gonna indulge ourselves in late night? Oh, is that a thing that we're doing?
Is it? I mean, we can. If you want.
Yeah, I mean, if I find, yeah, sure, find time, see late night. If not, I am seeing Toy Story 4 and Child's Play on
Ooh.
Friday morning, so that's something we should watch. So yeah, watch those and good shit. So that's it for the movie hoppers today. Goodbye.
Yo. See ya.